Do you know how the first boxing gloves in history were created? Spear noticed that the beetle's shell was unusually hard, so he tied the beetles to his hands with rope. Once he put them on, they didn't hinder his movements at all. To tend to an injured Tyrannosaurus rex, Spear went to a cave. Late at night, he was suddenly awakened by a few beetles. These guys looked harmless, but showed their true colors the next second. He thought it was free food delivered to him, never imagining that he was actually the beetles' meal. Meanwhile, more beetles crawled toward the injured Fang. Spear immediately rushed forward to drive them away, but soon he found these bugs far trickier than expected. The beetle's shell was like armor, making it hard to damage. After finding the beetle's weakness, the situation instantly reversed. Spear swung his spear relentlessly. One by one, the beetles fell. Fang knew this man had saved him once again. To replenish their strength, Spear roasted the beetles over the fire. When it comes to survival, no food can be wasted. Early the next morning, Spear set out to find a water source, but as soon as he stepped out of the cave, he sensed danger. The forest was unnaturally quiet. To protect Fang, Spear gathered a large number of rocks and sealed the cave entrance tightly. But just after Spear left, faint sounds came from outside the cave. The hounds finally couldn't hold back any longer and started to move. Fang lay inside the cave, her eyes filled with anxiety. Just then, familiar footsteps approached. The next moment, Spear crawled back into the cave. His body was covered in scratch marks. Seeing this, Fang let out a low, angry growl. She struggled to her feet, wanting to fight alongside her companion, but her injured hind leg trembled uncontrollably. Spear understood what she meant, so he gently soothed Fang, signaling that he could handle the enemies outside. Then his gaze fell on the beetle carcasses. A bold idea came to mind. Soon, Spear selected the two largest beetles and secured them firmly to his hands with vines. And so, the most primitive gauntlets of the prehistoric era were born. Once ready, Spear stepped out of the cave once more. Outside, countless hunting dogs had already surrounded the cave. The decisive battle between the two sides officially began. The hunting dogs launched the first attack. But there were simply too many of them. Even he was gradually reaching his limit. The next moment, Fang smashed through the pile of rocks and burst out. After resting, she had regained some of her strength. Facing the pack of hunting dogs, Fang was like a war god descended from the heavens. The pack of hunting dogs finally began to crumble. The survivors turned and fled for their lives. The great battle ended. Spear roared at the sky in fury, and Fang let out a deafening roar as well. On this cruel and savage continent, only the strong have the right to survive. Meanwhile, on a patch of land not far from Spear, a Diplodocus was foraging in the forest. Suddenly, a frenzied dinosaur charged out and bit the Diplodocus. The Diplodocus kicked the opponent away with a backhand. To him, it was merely a minor injury, hardly worth mentioning. However, before long, something began to go wrong with its body. His skin gradually turned an eerie green. The severely thirsty Diplodocus desperately gulped down the pond water. But what went in, as water came out as blood? In a short time, the Diplodocus had completely mutated. He charged toward the herd like a madman. Dinosaur eggs along the way were all crushed under his feet. His companions scattered in all directions, but they could not escape his relentless pursuit. Just then, Spear and Fang happened to pass by.